Yo, what's going on, guys and ladies, boys and girls? Thank you for clicking on the video. If you're new here, welcome. If you're going to like the video, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for future content, and if you don't want to miss any future content here on How She Builds It, then make sure to hit that notification bell down to the left hand side. You're right, my left, because I'm facing you, so yeah, you're right. Today we're going to be on with the van. We're going to get the bumper off first, and then we'll start with the rust down here. I have made a quick start, I'll just show you quickly. I had a gander to see what it's like. I've sprayed it back over just quickly, but the rust down here isn't that bad, so we'll just have to take that all back off there, then go round up to probably there where that stops. I'm going to start from there downwards, painting, and across obviously all the way down here. So see where the hole is, just there, coming all the way down. I'm going to get rid of all this rust all inside here as well. Got it all sorted out, look ready. Get all that paint off. Gonna do all inside here. Just gonna take all the blue straight back, straight off, and then re-epoxy it. Okay, so we're going to be taking off the rear bumper, the side bumpers on both sides, side bumpers. And what we need is a 15mm deep reach socket on a 10-inch extension bar. I want to be placing it up into this hole here. So if we feel around for the bolt, which is there, that's nice and secure on there. Now we're going to take our big 1/2-inch drive, that's it, and get that one done. So we're just going to put this on ×2 for a second, so we're not watching 2.5 minutes of me undoing at this bolt. We'll skip a bit out as well, but yeah, we'll undo this bolt, then we'll go on to the right hand side of the view picture and take off the 2 clips holding on the rear arch, protective arch, and the rear bumper, side part of the bumper. I'll pop this fixing off for this side. Using a flathead screwdriver here. That's off. Push that through there. Now on to the other side. Okay, so we're on the other side now. And again, we want to be taking and doing this bolt. Get on the wax. I think I put copper grease on these. So we're just going to skip this again, have a bit of fast forward action, and we'll get on to taking the side trim off and the protective arches after this. So yeah, let's go on to that bit. This is here, and just pop this off of this bit. There we go, we've got bits off there. Get this bit off there as well. So just off camera, I'm doing the same as what you've seen me do on camera, but basically removing the clip on the protective arch. Now I've removed that, I've also disconnected the passenger part of the trim for the bumper, like I'm doing here on the driver's side, and then the rear bumper will just slide out like so. Anyway, now this part is done, we're going to jump out behind the back of the van and remove these side trims here. There's just one clip at the top holding each side, so we'll skip forward to the next bit. So we're on now with removing the blue protective arch, and then we're going to crack on with the sills. So what we need here is a 10mm socket and a 3/8 ratchet. So let's get this off. So after this bolt, there's just, I think there's 9 clips that just press into the body arch. So once you've got those clips undone, the arch will come off. You just pull it off basically. So now we have that bolt removed, we're just going to pop a couple of clips. So I'll move the camera so you get a better view of the arch and just basically pulling it from the vehicle. It's as easy as that really. Once the bolt's undone, you just pull out the clips. So just want to jump in right quick right here on the video, but this is post video day 1 me, and just want to make sure that you guys get your PPE. I just wore some rubber gloves, specs, but the job's messy. I'd probably go with some goggles and a balaclava, and you'll have also seen that I had my mask as well. That's actually in the house at the minute. So yeah, it's a messy job guys, make sure you got your PPE. So just to let you guys know that this is actually the first time me using one of these rust and paint removers with the angle grinder. I normally just use sandpaper and elbow grease, but yeah, I thought this would be a bit easier, and I enjoy learning things and inquiring new skills and stuff. I can use a polisher and I can grind and stuff anyway, so I just thought this can't be any different, so I thought I would give that a go. But yeah, this is a very messy job like I've just mentioned, and fully enjoyed day 1. It is finished to the point where I've had to whip over it with some epoxy primer for the night so it doesn't flash rust, but it is all back to metal by the time you see this, the end of this video, what I need to do with it. Tomorrow it's just going to be a case of removing the rest of the excess paint that's left and then cutting out the rust after that. So we're just finishing off this front part of the inner arch, and then we're going to swing on to the actual sill itself and head towards the rear of the vehicle. So down this side here we did about 15 inches of sill, and then we stopped just to have a look at how we were getting on properly. Have a moment to assess the situation, what the rust's like, what I need to do going forward from here, and so yeah, let's crack on with some more. coming up towards the end of the passenger door before the sliding door, and when we get to the, say, halfway point, we're going to stop what we're doing and going to have another quick check over what we've just done. So now what I'm about to do is literally find some rust. Just got a flathead screwdriver and I'm currently prising away at the sealing wax that's underneath the sill. I can see where the rust is, so I'm just basically targeting those areas to get a rough idea of what is under there. And once I've figured that out, I'm going to have an eventful time. So this is me just finding a 4-inch hole below the wax, protective wax that's placed underneath the sill. So yeah, as you'll see, once I start getting rid of all of the crap underneath there, you'll see the hole very shortly. See what's going on underneath here. See what I found here. A few bits to clean up. That hole there needs sorting as well. That was right. So we're just jumping on the phone right quick while we do the rust in here. So all I'm going to do effectively is put some of this on, which is what you apply to rust, so it transforms the rust into hard metal again, ready for painting. So yeah, let's get on with this. So you can see now I'm just sanding down the pitting and excess rust from the sill with the 80 grit flat disc there on the grinder. So I just want to go on the record right now and say that I am not a qualified body repair specialist, but in actual fact I detail cars. But this will do for the meantime until I can afford to get the sills done properly, or when I've got the courage to actually just do the entire lot instead of patches. And so in life I've experienced many scarier situations, but this, getting the cutting disc and the angle grinder to my van, this was anxiety 101. This was one hell of a anxious moment, and I don't think I did too bad a job actually. I can't wait to get the patches welded in. So as you can see here, there's actually a hole to the right of the big hole, just to the left of that actual hole that's supposed to be there, and that's why we made a bigger cut-in area. Here I'm just gonna draw a line where I want to make my cut to finish off the removal of the rust spot there. So now that we've made our final cuts, we're going to have a look at the holes. So here's one hole, and moving on to the second. We do have the patches made up, and you'll see those at the end of the video ready to be welded. So now that we have the rust cut out, we're going to apply zinc weld through primer around the cut out sections, and then go over the remaining sill with some epoxy primer to stop it flash rusting. And this is the zinc weld through primer that we're just going to apply here, running the black up the side and across the top of the sill as well. This will provide the metal with some protection against any damp forming and then flash rusting. Now we've applied the zinc weld through primer around the cut out sections from where we've removed the rust, we're going to simply now apply epoxy primer to the remaining parts of the sill which are no longer protected from flash rusting. So we're going to finish off the video on the phone here, looking at the driver's side, which was done off camera. You can see it's all in epoxy primer now. Down here we actually have some rust that was removed from the sill here. So yeah, that's a nice bit. This bit here is going to replace it. So that's all nice and it fits in there just nicely. It does. Coming around to the driver's passenger side, which you've seen on camera already. Again, same, it's all in epoxy primer now and zinc welded, zinc coated, and also this is from this section here. So we've got the rust which we removed and the piece that's going to go in. Same for this piece and the piece that's going to go in, which is going to go here. So hopefully you'll have enjoyed this video, guys. If you have, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel below, and until the next video, if you want to make sure that you don't miss it, make sure to hit that notification bell. Until the next video, thank you for watching.